Jared James Nichols here, the Blues Power Machine, and you are watching Guitar Magazine.
Ja, hallo und herzlich willkommen im Guitar Warehouse, heute praktisch auf Außeneinsatz. Neben mir sitzt Jared James Nichols, Blues-Gitarrengott aus Wisconsin. Wir sind in Berlin im Just Music, wo wir geladen worden sind. Und auch Jared stellt uns auch seinen neuen Signature-Amp vor von Blackstar. Thanks, Jared, for having us here.
Thank you for having me.
How do you do today?
Great. The weather is beautiful here in Berlin.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. We're hanging out. Ready to go through some tones. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm already really excited. I already said in the introduction, you've got your own signature amp.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about it? How do you get a signature amp?
I don't know how I got it. No, it's amazing. I'm so honored to have it. Blackstar amps, I've been playing them for about 8 years. It's been an incredible ride. I remember the first time I plugged into an amp in Los Angeles when I moved there. It was a Blackstar. There was a studio called Swing House Studios, and they had all of the models there. I plugged into a Series 150 watt, and I remember thinking to myself, this feels good. Yeah. Messed around a little bit. This feels really good. So what ended up happening was every day I started to say, all right, I'm going to play the Blackstar. And then I got a few different models I was trying out, the Artisans, the HT series, and I've been playing them ever since, just because I love them. About a year ago, the guys at Blackstar, we met together in Nashville at Summer NAMM, and they said, hey man, we're thinking about doing an amp for you. I couldn't believe it. I thought that amps were only allowed for Slash and Zach, but when they decided that they wanted to do it, man, I was so excited. I was so happy to do it, and I love the way that it came out. 20 watts. It's small, but it's big. Yeah. You know, and I think that they did such a great job. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it looks. I think it's a total knockout. You
already said it has 20 watts. When most people are thinking, oh, I'm going to get my signature, and most people say, I want 100 watt, full stack. Why you're playing 20 watt and 2x12?
Yeah.
Why?
I always loved 2x12 amps. I think there's something really cool about low wattage tube amps. When you push them, they scream. Yeah. Nowadays too, where I play, no matter if I'm playing a big festival, a small club, House of Blues, wherever I play, I don't ever get to turn it up really crazy. So when I would play 100 watt, I'd never use the 100 watts. Yeah. You know, so with this amp, it was really great because at 20 watts, you dial in a great headroom, you have a great range of tone within the amp, but also it's not killing your ears. Cool thing too, it has a 2 watt switch, so when I'm at home, I can click that and I can still jam out.
Okay. So you're playing, you have it with you every time?
I have it with me all the time. Yeah. This head, it's so small too that if I travel to do a fly date, I can just hold the head. Yeah. It's my carry-on. It's really cool. Yeah,
nice. And what I find interesting is, just stay with the box, it's a 2x12 and there are different speakers in
Yeah,
it. Why?
Mismatched. So when we went to Blackstar and we were building the amp, I remember they were saying, what kind of speakers do you want in it? And I truly didn't know that much about different speakers. You know, I knew that I loved Celestians, I knew about greenbacks, I knew about blues, but there was a point when they said, well, we have some different samples we could try. And I was playing, and the biggest thing I wanted for my amp was for it to sound big. I wanted it to sound wide. So when I played, it sounded just thick. And I remember when we tried mismatched speakers, we tried a V-type on the bottom and a Celestion. It's a GT1275, which is reminiscent to like the old Van Halen 1, you know, that sound.
The nasty one.
Yeah. Those two together, it was a beautiful combination. When they plugged both those in, they were literally, zzz, zzz, you know. I hit an A chord with some distortion with a little overdrive. Man, it was so nice. Everyone in the room went, and I kept playing.
You feel it. You feel it really fast, whether it emphasizes your sound or it doesn't.
It really helped emphasize my sound. It really helped bring out the clarity and the punch that I love, really mid-range. And, you know, a lot of guys play through modeling amps, they play through whatever they are. It's great, but there still is something about a tube amp when you push it.
Yeah.
You start to get those saturation, those overtones. It's beautiful.
And you're feeling, what I always like is this physical thing, when you really feel the air move and you feel everything working, you feel the heat when you're touching it and stuff like that.
I love it. I love it. I love getting the feedback, the notes, they get thicker.
Yeah. And how does this signature amp affect your way of playing?
What it does is it pushes me actually a little harder, because when we were modeling it and we were basing the tones, I knew that I wanted to sound the best I could, and I wanted to strive for the best tone that I could. So there has never been one time, and I've been playing this amp every single day since it came out, that I haven't been inspired. It pushes me to try and be more creative, not only tone-wise, but with my licks and my riffs, and it pushes me to try and become a better guitar player every time I play it. I think that it has all the sounds in there, I'm just trying to get them out.
So is it like it's leading you to different directions, and you're getting a riff out of it? Can you show us?
Yeah, of course.
How it leads you?
Yeah, of course. So if I do something as simple as, should I use the looper?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me see. This is my first time, people. Let's see.
Wir haben ihm den Looper mitgebracht, so einfach mal, dass man ein bisschen ausprobieren kann, und er hat gemeint, okay, das machen wir, and it's kind of new for him.
Let's see if it works. Did I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah! So if I just have this simple rhythm going, and let's say I start freelancing off it, so I'll go. There's certain tones right here that I start to push on. So when I'm thinking, I can use my reverb. Maybe if I want to, can I switch channels? It's okay?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay. So if I switch to the channel and I go to the blues power channel, great.
Yeah,
and then
really nice.
And then we can go to the even more. And that now it starts to get crazy. There's so much sound in it.
Nice.
That I can kind of go anywhere I want.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Cool. Really
Yeah.
cool. And
Hook.
now hold it.
Now hold it.
No, again.
I think I got it.
Okay, now it's and now you have to hold it.
Now hold it.
Yeah, now it's gone.
We did
Nice.
it!
Yeah. First time, best one.
First time.
Now you already showed us, you put some gain level on it. Can you explain us a little bit about the specs?
Yeah,
about
of course.
The possibilities
So-
the amp offers you.
So the possibilities of this amp, which I love, is it goes from the whisper to the scream. So if we start here, we'll have the first channel. We wanted it to be nice and sparkly, nice and chimey. Here's the first channel. We have just our standard. I wanted to keep it very nice, very clean, mellow, so I can get the... And that's cool too, because for me sometimes too, I really like, I like the sound of like chicken picking. It gives me a lot of fatness and punch still that,
And clarity.
also it's easy to, you could dime it back. I don't do that, but
and you can get a lot of controls just out of the guitar with it.
100%. I'm so into using my volume and tone and making even a channel as simple as just a regular clean go from a, to all of a sudden going back to a going out.
That's why you don't need any pedals.
So that's the first channel.
Yeah.
Nice and clean. And then there's a voice selector on each channel, which will take you to another place. And I love on the clean channel the second voice. So if we click this in, we start to get into the British kind of
Here we are.
just starting to get into that.
For the chills.
Yes, exactly. But what's cool is I grew up loving blues, right? And I loved all those sounds. So this is that channel for that, Yet again, a lot of control to go from the...
It's all about the dynamics.
It's all about the dynamics, and I love that about this amp. It's small, but it has a big punch, and it's super articulate.
Yeah.
And then moving on, we go to the blues power channel, which is channel 2. This is the channel I said to those guys, man, I want to just be able to plug in and just go for it.
Yeah.
So if we do, for sake of everything, if we keep everything at 12, right, we have a little bit of reverb. The master's so low too.
Do you use reverb quite a lot, or?
Just a hair of reverb.
Yeah.
I love it because I think that when you use just a little bit of reverb, it makes your notes just gives them a little depth, a little extra depth. So if we go to the overdrive channel and we put the gain at 3 o'clock, and we'll put the level up, you start to get cool sounds. Make sure I'm on that channel, the Blues Power Select, and you start to get cool mid-hump. So very pumped up. And then if you go and you're insane, you have the extra, which is the crazy. This is where I kind of go super.
Just you, a guitar and the amp.
That's it. And I love the fact that there's so much tone in it.
Yeah.
And it's up to me to kind of get it out with my hands and my fingers.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's beautiful, man.
We still got other specs on the backside. What do we have? Do you want to have a look?
Come see, people. Come have a look. So on the back side, we have something super cool on the cabinet. This middle part, you can actually, if you take that, you can pull it off.
Okay.
So here, pull that once. Keep going. You'll get it, buddy. There you go.
Don't want to break it.
No, you won't. But then check this out. And then when I play, it gives you the sound of an open back. Which I think is a really cool feature.
It's just Blackstar does it have.
Yeah, just Blackstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And nice.
So that's a really cool feature for the amp. And then
I'm going to leave it. If
leave it off. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You can use it as a plate.
Yeah. Or just to serve drinks or something.
To serve
like
drinks.
this.
And then on the back side, we have, let's see, we got a DI output, which is really, really cool because this, if I'm running the cabinet and also you can run it straight to a PA or straight to a board, it really helps and it sounds good. You have your headphone or your line out, which is nice if you're at home. You have obviously your speaker outputs, your effects loop, which we're using with the Ditto. Also, it does come with a foot switch, so you have a total foot switchable. And then if you want to record with it, there's a USB audio, which is, to me, having all this stuff, it doesn't take away from the amp of what it is. It just gives you more options.
But for example, the effects loop, you don't use it that much.
The only time I use it is sometimes with a P90.
Yeah.
I'll put the noise gate in the
Oh,
effects
okay,
loop.
yeah, classic one, yeah. But you're not the effect guy.
No, not really. I do love fuzz. I love Univibe, Octavias.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm a pretty simple, easy, straight ahead guy.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's what's always working best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually you feel it. Some people are, maybe they need it or they just have this certain sound in their head, but as I can see, you're just getting the guitar and it's starting to play and you're rocking it.
Yeah, no, that's where I feel most at home is when I have my guitar, cable, right into the amp.
Yeah. And how was the time of development? How is it working together with Blackstar? You went there and you spent time with them?
Yeah.
How was it?
Spent a lot of time. It was amazing. It was such a cool situation. Not a lot of time do you really connect with people and they understand your sound, right? With Blackstar, it was so simple. They already knew what I wanted. They already knew.
Yeah.
And then having me come there was the icing on the cake. I remember I didn't see the amp or plug into it until the day before the NAMM show when it came out.
Ah, okay.
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So jumping into cold water.
Yeah. But I plugged into it and I couldn't believe it. They knocked it out of the park.
And what does this amp afford you with what other amps cannot?
This amp gives me the versatility, right? So I can take this anywhere and play. It also gives me, to be honest, all the sounds that I want in a box. And for me, that's everything. I don't have to search for more, or I don't need this pedal, or I don't need to, I'm not looking for the next best thing. When I plug into this, I'm comfortable, man.
Yeah.
It gives me that feeling, that sense that it's all good. I just play now,
Nice. Okay, can you show us another song example maybe of your album?
Sure, yeah.
Where we can listen to this.
Yeah,
this beauty.
absolutely. I'll play you a cool riff. This is a riff I wrote. This one's called End of Time.
Okay.
And this is really, it leans in with the amp here. Here we go. Let me go like this. Come on, baby. I don't know.
Not in this live.
Stop!
Now we finish this. Nice,
Woo!
really nice. Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fantastic. And what I like most, it has this with 20 watt. It's more than enough.
Oh, yeah.
More than enough.
Our volume right now is so low
Okay.
that it's.
I'm glad.
I know, yeah.
It would smash our ears.
But rest assured, anyone that wants to check them out,
Yeah.
I just I was in Sweden last week. I played at Sweden Rock Festival.
Yeah.
Huge stage.
Yeah. This one, yeah.
Plenty. I only had
Sound technicians are love you.
Exactly. And I think that if you can get that tube tone
Yeah.
at a low watt with a low volume, you're in good shape.
Why do you think people still play these 100 watt amps?
I don't know. I think that maybe because it's so ingrained in our heads that we have to, you have to get a big amp. Big amp means bigger tone.
Yeah.
But we know now that it's the same thing. We love them for the heritage and for, it's nostalgic.
For the sake of rock and roll.
Yes, but in reality, some of my favorite tones by Jimmy Page were recorded on a Fender Champ.
Of course, yeah, and the Supro.
Yeah, the Supro. Yeah. So it really doesn't. I don't think that that's a big deal. I think that a lot of guys, though, they see 100 watt and they go, "Wow, that's so cool," and it is cool. But I think that this has more than enough punch that this could get you through any situation.
Yeah.
And I've heard many players, even metal guys playing on it. It sounds excellent, man. It's really, really great.
Yeah, I think so, yes. And for example, there's always of Blackstar, there's the HT20, the Mark II.
Yeah.
What is the difference between when people are saying, oh, I like the Jared James Nichols signature amp or the HT20? What's the difference between
Well,
the two of them?
the first difference is the speaker, right? The second difference is we went through capacitors and we were testing different caps that match with my fingers.
Yeah.
So there's just a little bit more of a match on the head.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's really any other big technical differences, but I feel as if with this combination, it's magical with the speakers in that head.
Yeah, because it's matched. And the way it was designed.
Yeah.
Okay, really nice. What are your plans for the future?
Oof. For Germany, in the beginning of August, I'll come back for Wacken.
Okay, nice.
My band.
Wacken?
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy, right?
Really nice.
I'm on a tour. I'll be all over Europe until Wacken. And then I have a tour in America coming up. Then I go to Japan and China. And then Australia. And also recording a new record.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Yeah. It's crazy because I've been so busy traveling. I haven't had any time at home. I've been this year, only home for like 1 day.
1 day.
Yeah.
The rest traveling, being in Berlin, talking to nice guys like me.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky and fortunate to be able to do stuff like this. And but yeah, we'll be releasing a new record as soon as possible and just keeping it going, man.
Do you do songwriting when you're on the road?
Of course. A lot of times I'll sit there and I'll go, all right, like when I have like a quiet time or whatever, I'll sit and I'll try and and I'll try and think of different, come up with different riffs. I don't know, just and then I have my phone all the time and I'll record it.
Thanks to the 21st century, we've got always our recorder with us.
Seriously, it's such a big deal, and every day I'm trying to write and practice and just get better.
Get better and better.
Yeah, that's it.
Jared, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, brother.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Ihr habt gehört, ihr könnt den Amp, könnt ihr ab sofort natürlich auch überall kaufen. Und Jared James, verfolgt ihn weiter, er macht wirklich arschgute Musik, ihr habt es gehört. Und danke fürs Zuschauen, bis zum nächsten Mal. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, guys.